should know better.
I've got fucking children!
Well, behave like a mother, then!
The police and crew encounter a vicious young lad who won't give up.
All I know so far.
I'm the one who's been banned.
Shut up and listen.
No,
stop speaking. Just
You're
stop
the
speaking.
police, you better help me. I've been assaulted by about three.
Anywhere.
Exmouth police come across a true gent.
I'm not going to shake your hands because I've just seen what you've done.
And it's all over for this woman. In the past decade, assaults against police officers in the UK have been on the increase. Each week, 300 officers are attacked whilst on duty, sometimes resulting in serious injuries. Being a night cop often means putting your life on the line when faced with the risk of being attacked by an overzealous member of the public. One team who know all about the perils of policing are the tactical team in Canterbury. These officers have first-hand experience of the weekend crowds and know what to expect from a typical night out on the lash.
You can either go one or two ways. It can be very good-humoured, and it'll be a few slaps on wrists and a few people sent home with their tail between their legs. Or unfortunately, it may be necessary that we step it up a little bit and they come into custody, but hopefully not.
It's chucking out time, and the team are called to an alleged assault outside a bar. When they arrive, a group are accusing this woman of dragging their friend along the street by her hair. And there's even evidence to prove it. Charming. The woman is pleading her innocence, and there's a whole lot of confusion over who actually took the first punch. But Scott's priority is to prevent another brawl from breaking out.
No, just trying to establish it at the moment. We've got them, the gentleman there making allegations that someone may have assaulted his girlfriend. Her friends are becoming involved, and there's a couple of lads over there. I'm really just trying to stand in between them at the moment, trying to work out exactly what's gone on.
And this man really isn't helping much.
Oh, well, I'm not asking for heaven and earth. I'm asking for your name, your date of birth, and where you live, mate. Yeah.
Listen to this a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
There's enough photographic evidence in that fucking place there. Sorry for my language.
So don't need to swear.
I just got smacked in the mouth.
Which is
mate.
why I'm asking you what your name is.
Don't grab hold of her like that, mate.
In the middle of all the confusion, the accused woman has seen red and lunged at an officer. A stupid move, which could have serious consequences. Scott acts quickly and goes in for a swift arrest.
What were you telling me? Say, I ain't fucking done it.
Calm down. Don't get any worse.
But they've got a battle on their hands with this little firecracker.
Don't make it any worse.
No. No.
Calm down.
Calm down. Calm down. I have talked to you.
Well, we're going to further arrest you for assaulting a police officer.
You know what? You lot. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong.
Calm down.
We've got a step coming up, yeah? Step up the step. You're going to get anyone wrong.
Calm her down, let me calm her down. I'm a brother. I can calm her down.
No,
If you don't get in the van, you're going down.
I've got fucking children.
Well, behave like a mother, then.
You fucking...
I can calm her down.
Very nice.
You clever.
With the overactive woman safely inside the cage, her partner comes along and attempts a rescue.
Can I just speak lately before she goes?
Sorry, you can't, mate. She had the opportunity. Well, I mean,
She
no.
ain't done nothing wrong.
Well, she's in custody for assault and police. Assault and police and assault.
Can you blame her?
Well, no, I'm not here to report
No,
some blame,
you can't blame her. Thank you very much.
Did all the fucking mouth she's done. Public order warning, mate, you can join her. Swear once more, you're going to join. You've just sworn in a public place. I talk to you like a human being. How can I deal with them if she behaves like that?
I had two men assault my wife and punched her, and
she's-
you lot not doing nothing about
If she
it,
slapped
mate.
one of my colleagues, I can only deal with
But
what
what
I
about
see.
the two blokes who assaulted her and punched her in the mouth?
We can only deal with what... If she's going to kick up, where do you expect us to focus?
I can point them out now. I can
Right,
point
okay.
three people
Some
out
officers
who
are going
assaulted my wife.
to stay here.
But they're not doing anything, mate. All we done was we left that car, right? We was getting in a taxi.
Bear me a second, so I need to sort this out. I need
You can't blame us being angry, mate, can you?
No, I don't understand. I understand what you're saying, but I can only deal with what I see. And if she's going to behave like that...
Can I speak to you one-on-one?
He's going to speak to you.
So whilst the remaining officers are left to get to the bottom of the night's events, it's back to custody for one unhappy punter.
We turned up and it normally is quite confused, and we say, you know, they did this, they did that, but there was obviously an assault that's been done, as one girl came screaming to me saying she'd been punched in the face and her hair was all over the road. The girl that we've arrested is actually in the back and kicked off and then punched a police officer, so that's where we are now. We're taking her to custody to try and find out why she's so angry at you know, members of the public, really. She's really not happy about it, so I'm hoping she calms down before we get to the station.
On arrival at the station, the woman still has a few things to get off her chest, and Special Constable Piddock is on hand to hear her out.
Yeah, but listen, look at me. You were talking to me, and then you hit one of my colleagues.
Yeah, because I was talking to you, calm about what happened. And the reason is I have got children to go
I understand that. I understand
Have you got
that.
any children? Have you got
I
children?
haven't,
No,
no.
exactly. So you don't understand where I'm coming from, yeah?
I don't, but if you calm
Where's the girl?
down,
What it
listen
mean?
to me.
Where is the girl? What it mean? Where is
Listen
she?
to me.
I was
I don't know, because I'm
talking
here
to
with you now. There are police officers,
I was
I assure you, up there
talking to
with her
you.
anyway. Listen to me.
Yeah, but I didn't listen to you.
Listen.
I listened to you earlier. Look where I am.
If you'd have calmed down,
I
you would
was
have been
calm.
here. You weren't at all when I
was
turned
calm.
up. When I turned
People
up.
was coming out and saying to you that I got hit first. People was coming out and telling you that.
But if I've already got the suspicion, it's our duty, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to prevent her from hitting me. I held on to her to stop her hitting me. I don't know her from... I don't know that girl. I've come from out of the snooker club, yeah? I've not come from out of biz. I was talking to you.
It's one thing having a bit of argy-bargy with a fellow street brawler, but it's another to attack a police officer.
Because, fucking hell, I've come out of the snooker club, yeah? Me and my boyfriend went to the snooker club because I haven't seen him for a while. I've come out and sitting in a taxi. All of a sudden, smash up the side of the
Contrary to popular belief, the law is the same with regards to an assault on a police officer as it is on a member of the public. But in the eyes of the police, it should be dealt with differently.
I think police officers tend to have a higher expectation that an assault on a police officer is treated more seriously when it comes to sentencing. And I would support their view on that, and I wouldn't isolate police officers either. I think the public needs to understand that police officers are basically the last line of defence. And I think the court should use more severe sentencing with assaults against public sector workers who are providing care for and support for the local community.
Which is why this woman faces not one, but 2 counts of assault and more than just a slap on the wrist. Scott and the team head back out to the cobbled street. They've heard that a man's been thrown out of a pub and want to make sure that his drunken behaviour doesn't erupt into violence. But he's got 1 or 2 things to say about the police. Well, everyone's a critic, but by swearing at the police, this guy is 1 step closer to a night in a cell.
Do not swear in the street, do you understand that? You've been thrown out of the pub down the road, we're aware of that.
No, I never.
We're aware of that.
No, I never.
Okay, I'm telling you,
I never got thrown out of the pub.
keep your language down or you will be arrested, do you understand that?
Yes.
Good man, move on your way. Good night.
Having given the mouthy bloke a good talking to, the police are happy to send him on his way. But he's not quite ready to leave.
Have you got something you wish to say?
I'm talking to her.
Yeah, but you're pointing here, so I just want... Have you got anything you wish to say?
Anyone would think he wants to get arrested.
Right, OK, take it.
That'll do it.
You're now drunk and disorderly. You're now drunk and disorderly, mate. You cannot tell us to fuck off, I'm sorry.
I was talking to her.
No, you weren't. You directly told us to fuck off.
I was talking to her. I was talking to her.
Get in.
I was talking to her.
Call come through from the Town Beat radio, basically saying there was a drunk mob in the jigs from a pub. We went and approached him. We saw it. My colleague PC Hodges, he was given a public order warning. He was offered the opportunity to walk away, plenty of finger pointing and gesticulating, and then he saw again. Therefore, we got arrested for being drunk and disorderly.
Turn around, you told us to fuck off. Okay. I'm afraid you can't do that.
Aye, right, keep going.
Okay.
Take a seat.
Coming up, the overactive youth whose overactive mouth pushes the police to the edge.
Calm yourself down. Do you know how to shut your mouth?
I know you have to.
Well, shut it then. Just shut up.
No, I'm not shutting my mouth. No, I'm not on the road here.
The woman who loses her nerve and her judgment.
I think we all know that it's going to come back as positive.
No, I'm panicking.
You only live round the corner, didn't you?
I know.
And the polite gent whose friendly introduction doesn't wash with the police.
Hello. I'm not going to shake your hands because I've just seen what you've done.
Dreams, Britain's favourite